Hi everyone, good evening. This is the third video that we are recording for you for our one-on-one session. Now, the first video we spoke about the four-part golden rule as to how you want to identify businesses. In the second video, I said keep it very, very simple. Now, in the third video today, I want to discuss about another very, very important topic, which is circle of competence. This was highlighted in a big way by Warren Buffett. He said that, I'm a simple guy. I don't get into crazy things. And I just do things which I understand. The first business that he got into was the insurance business. Then he bought a very beautiful, simple business called Seas Candy, which is a simple chocolate making business where he got all the cash flow and he kept investing, and this company became a big multi-bagger for him. Then he got into something like a Coca-Cola. Again, very, very simple. So I took this to heart also, and I'm telling you, if you identify your circle of competence, which basically means that identify an area where you are an expert. Okay, you like food, for example, then figure out which companies in the food sector are doing very good. You like entertainment, then figure out which company in music, for example, is making the best kind of songs and who is a listed player in that, and figure out these kind of companies, and I'm telling you, you'll do very good. The problem that I see in all these people who I interact with, who I talk to, is like, for example, a guy who is working in an auto components company, for example, somebody in the 1990s who was working in the Hero Honda plant or a Maruti plant, never actually ended up owning Hero Honda or Maruti shares. He tried and went and owned some IT company share or some other, unrelated company shares. You're not going to be able to be the best in terms of performance if you do something like that. I gave an example in my recent newsletter, was that if you're a doctor, right, you know, with the medicines that you're prescribing, you know that which pharma company is aggressive, which pharma company is ethical, which company is growing, launching very, very new products. So as a doctor, but what I see, and these doctors, for example, are not owning things that they really understand, which is in front of their eyes. They may go and want to buy some very difficult special situation, right, where they don't have the kind of expertise. Or for example, company, a guy who works in auto component space, like in a Hero Honda or something like that, instead of figuring out the EV space or what is happening there or who's doing good work in the auto space, he's going and competing with Mr. Doctor and buying a pharma company. You have to stick to things that you are very good at. So I understood tech because growing up I always used tech. I understood inside tech that the e-commerce space is doing very nice because I would see my wife using it, I would see myself using it. I knew immediately that Nika is a winner in terms of business. I knew immediately, being a foodie myself, I knew that India, for sure, the QSR space is going to sell more pizzas every year. They're going to sell more burgers every year. So the best in class brands like a McDonald's or a KFC, they are going to have more sales every year. So for me, it was very simple because I knew where to look. I'm not going and buying some silly company which I don't understand, who I don't even know what the molecules are, what the compounds are that they're using. Why should I waste my time? I understand a simple business like the music business. I know how to explain it to a 2-year-old child if I need to. So we need to figure out our circle of competence. And believe me, everybody has a circle of competence. Like, I know a friend of mine who was an Apple fanatic. Okay, since the time Apple was launched, he's been buying every single phone of Apple. But I'm telling you, he never owned the Apple stock because he was investing in some random companies which never made him any kind of wealth. If he knew that Apple's iPhone is so fantastic, he doesn't even have the iPhone, by the way. He has iPhone, he has the Apple Watch, he has the iPad. So if you're a fanatic and you believe in the product so much, you have got to own the stock. It gives you a great edge, right? Because when you go to the shop, you can see how many people are actually standing in the line. You know, in the Apple, like the guys who were the fanatics of Apple iPhone knew that whenever a new phone is launched, people are standing in a line which is as big as a temple's line, trying to get inside and buy the Apple the phone. So it's there are unimaginable amount of examples where every person, you may think that you're not an expert at something, but definitely you're an expert at something. So figure out what is your expertise. It doesn't need to be a proper scientific expertise. It can be something that you like in terms of food. It could be something that you like in terms of television. Like, you could, for all you know, your expertise could be watching Netflix, right? So if you knew that you're watching Netflix all the time, why don't go and buy the Netflix stock, start a US portfolio, buy the Netflix stock. You are seeing in front of you that you're sitting, or even I am sitting and I'm watching Netflix, let's say 2 hours a night. And probably if I'm doing it, everyone else is doing it. Then it's so simple to figure out companies where earnings are going to rise. And don't go and buy just one stock. Go make a 20 stock portfolio, right? But buy things that are easy to describe at a good valuation. And you know that more often than not, these kind of companies next 3 years, 5 years, maybe 10 years, earnings are supposed to be higher. And then go pick up the best in class players. I am assuring you that you will end up doing better compared to going and buying some stock where you yourself don't know. Honestly speaking, I have a couple of pharma stocks in my portfolio, but I relied on my analyst to tell me. Now, luckily for me, I have one of India's best analysts who understands it very nice. So, and I can go by his, what he's telling me. I understand what he's telling me. If you don't have that kind of a guy who's very, very good, probably better than you, and you're going and buying on somebody's tip, somebody written on Twitter, this pharma company is going to grow for the next 10 years. Do you know what the pharma company does? Do you know what its compounds are, what chemicals, what molecules, who's the buyer, who's the seller? We have no idea. Personally, I have no idea. But if we buy these kind of companies, yes, the pharma company may be great and it may end up creating a lot of wealth, but you don't do it because you don't understand it. Do things which you understand without doing too much effort. And believe me, if you do this, if you get into things that you understand, you're going to make money. It's sometimes investing can be as simple as that, but we choose to make it highly complex. We choose to go on TV and look at those guys talking about TV non-stop about, buy this at this price, sell it at that price. What sense does it make? Figure out a great business, wait patiently, set up an SIP. If the price is not good, price is reasonable, set up an SIP. But if the price is good, buy a little bit more aggressively. But what is going to happen? Also, one more thing is going to happen is when you find a business that you truly understand, automatically you'll give a right kind of allocation to it. Because at the end of the day, a winner in the stock market who allocates perfectly. If you don't understand a business, your portfolio is going to be filled with 50 stocks, 70 stocks, 100 stocks, because you don't understand even one of them. The day you understand a business, you're not going to buy 1%, 2%. You're going to make a straight 10%. Like for me, Chola Finance, straight I made it 10%. Sapphire Food, I understood, very simple. I made it a high position. Tips Saregama, high position. Some years ago, I made Green Panel when it demerged, high position, because I knew exactly. I did not have someone to tell me what this business is, what the prospects are. And when you get these kind of ideas right, your portfolio goes up dramatically. It's not by chance that somebody can come first in the PMS space for 4 years. Yeah, maybe you can do it for 4 months if you got some fluke winners. But I think the circle of competence, if you can identify where you think you know some things better and try and find a good stock idea in that, you're going to do very, very good for yourself. So this is my idea for today. And we are going to bring such series for you. And the idea is to help the investor community become better and not take undue risk. You don't need to take any kind of undue risk to make money in the stock market. So we'll do it together, you and me. We'll learn together, we'll implement together. And if you have any questions, answers, we'll do those Q&A kind of sessions also. And we'll try to learn together on this, and we'll go on a great adventure together of wealth creation. Okay, guys, take care. Bye.